It is early in the morning. You are sipping your favorite coffee, scrolling through messages. The day feels peaceful. Then suddenly a message stops you. A harsh comment, a passive-aggressive remark, a moment of disrespect. Your mood shifts in an instant. Why does negativity hold such power? Why do we let a single bad interaction stain the entire day? It is as if one drop of ink ruins a glass of clear water. Marcus Aurelius understood this challenge. He said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change. But as long as I do what is right, why should I care what others say?" Toxic people do not seek truth. They do not challenge you to grow. They seek control. They want a reaction. They test your patience, drain your energy, and disturb your peace. But here is the truth: their words, their actions, their negativity, none of it has real power. The only power it holds is the power you allow it to have. Today, we explore 11 powerful Stoic strategies to deal with toxic people without losing yourself in the process. These strategies are not about ignoring problems or suppressing emotions. They are about mastering your response, setting boundaries, and reclaiming control. By the end of this, you will no longer feel trapped by the negativity of others. You will have the tools to stand firm, to remain unshaken, and to handle even the most difficult people with grace and strength. Are you ready to take back control? Let us begin. 1. Self-awareness. Know your triggers. Have you ever met someone who knows exactly how to push your buttons? They say the right words at the wrong time. They bring up the past when you least expect it. They test your patience with passive-aggressive remarks. We call them toxic, but the truth is, they only have power if we give them a reaction. Self-awareness is the first step in breaking this cycle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The problem is not that toxic people exist. The problem is how we let them affect us. Think of it this way. If you know you are allergic to smoke, you avoid it. The same applies to emotional triggers. If you understand what upsets you, you can prepare. Instead of reacting, you can observe. Instead of absorbing the negativity, you can sidestep it. A skilled fencer does not block every attack with force. He dodges, he moves, he redirects. The same principle applies to dealing with toxic people. When they lash out, you do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to strike back. You simply step aside. Developing this mindset takes practice. At first, you will catch yourself reacting. You will feel anger, frustration, or the urge to prove yourself. But over time, it becomes second nature. When faced with negativity, take a step back and ask, why does this bother me? And what can I learn from this? These questions shift your focus from emotional reaction to logical response. You are not responsible for the words or actions of others. You are responsible for how you let them affect you. Master that, and you take back control. 2. Forgiveness and memory. The art of letting go. Toxic people can leave a lasting impact. A harsh insult. A betrayal. A moment of disrespect that lingers in your mind long after the person has left. It feels unfair. It feels personal. But holding on to resentment does not hurt them. It hurts you. Seneca wrote, "To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it." Forgiveness is not about weakness. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of negativity. Imagine carrying a heavy stone in your pocket. Every time you think about what they did, you reach in and squeeze it. It weighs you down. It drains your energy. But here is the truth. The person who wronged you does not feel that weight. Only you do. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. It does not mean allowing the same behavior to continue. It means refusing to let the past control your present. It means acknowledging the lesson, but no longer carrying the burden. Think of it like a map. Every experience with a toxic person is a marker on your journey. Some roads lead to growth. Others lead to pain. Forgiveness lets you move forward, while memory ensures you do not take the wrong path again. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control what you carry with you. And when you let go of resentment, something else must take its place. That something is emotional stability, the ability to stand firm no matter what comes your way. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike the one who wronged you. Let go, not for them, but for yourself. Forgive, but remember, do Do not allow resentment to shape your future. Learn from every encounter and use it to build a stronger, wiser version of yourself. 3. Emotional stability, mastering the inner fortress. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain pours, and chaos surrounds you. Most people panic, trying to fight against the storm. But the wise person, he stands firm, knowing that the storm will pass. This is emotional stability. The ability to remain calm when faced with negativity. The ability to control your response instead of letting emotions take over. Epictetus wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You cannot control how toxic people behave, but you can control how much power you give them. Most people make the mistake of engaging in the chaos. They argue, they defend, they try to reason with those who thrive on conflict. But what if you simply refuse to be affected? Picture yourself as a mountain in the middle of a raging storm. The wind howls, the rain pours, but the mountain does not tremble. It does not chase the storm away. It simply stands, knowing that the storm will pass. When someone tries to provoke you, pause. Do not react immediately. Take a breath. Observe the situation as if you were an outsider. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Emotional stability is not about suppressing feelings. It is about mastering them. It is about choosing when and how you respond. A toxic person's greatest weapon is your reaction. The more you engage, the more power you give them. But when you remain calm, they lose their control over you. Train yourself to be the mountain, not the storm. Let their words come and go without disturbing your peace. The storm may rage, but inside you remain unshaken. 4. Setting boundaries, guard your energy. Imagine your mind as a garden. You decide what grows inside. Some people bring sunshine and nourishment. Others bring weeds that drain your energy and overtake your space. If you do not protect your garden, it will be overrun. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out. It is about choosing where your energy goes. It is about deciding who has access to your time, emotions, and attention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears." Not every comment, insult, or demand deserves your response. You have the power to decide what affects you. Think about the people who drain you. The ones who criticize without offering solutions. The ones who create problems but never fix them. The ones who always take but never give. Do they deserve your energy? The answer is no. And this is where boundaries come in. A strong boundary is not aggressive. It is clear and firm. It does not need explanation or justification. It simply exists. When someone oversteps, respond with calm clarity. I will not discuss this further. This is not acceptable to me. I do not have time for this conversation right now. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotions. You are responsible for protecting your peace. Think of your energy as a limited resource. Every interaction costs something. Would you rather invest in people who support your growth, or waste it on those who drain you? Respect yourself enough to set boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. When you control your space, you control your peace. 5. Energy intelligence, choosing your battles. Your energy is like a battery. Every interaction either charges it or drains it. The more you waste on negativity, the less you have for things that truly matter. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." This is a powerful truth. Not every argument needs your voice. Not every insult needs your defense. The wisest response is often silence. Toxic people feed off reactions. They test your patience, waiting for you to lose control. They push your buttons, hoping you will engage. But what happens when you do not? What happens when you refuse to play their game? They lose their power. Think of your energy as money. Would you spend it on something that gives you nothing in return? Of course not. So why waste your energy on people who drain you? The key is learning to recognize when an interaction is worth your effort. Ask yourself, is this conversation leading to something productive? Will this matter a week from now? Is this argument worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. And that is when you walk away. This is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is knowing that your energy is valuable and should not be wasted on every challenge that comes your way. Marcus Aurelius reminds us the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do. Only what you do. Your energy is your responsibility. Protect it. Choose where it goes. And never let toxic people decide how you feel. 6. Focus on your goals, the ultimate weapon against negativity. Imagine a runner in a race. His focus is on the finish line, but along the way people shout distractions. Some criticize his form. Others tell him to quit. If he stops to argue, he loses momentum. If he keeps moving forward, he wins. This is how you must approach life. Toxic people are distractions. Their words and actions pull you away from what truly matters. The moment you give them attention, you lose sight of your path. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Instead of fighting negativity, focus on what you are building. Let your actions speak louder than any insult or doubt. Take the story of Jordan, an entrepreneur who wanted to start his own business. His friends told him it was too risky. His family suggested a safer path. The doubt was constant, but Jordan did not waste time proving them wrong. He simply worked. He focused. He moved forward. And in the end, success spoke for him. Toxic people want you distracted. They want you explaining yourself, seeking approval, wasting energy. The best response is progress. Ask yourself, does this conversation bring me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, disengage. Every moment spent defending yourself is a moment lost from building your future. Seneca reminds us, associate only with those who improve you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, not those who pull you down. Your greatest revenge against negativity is achievement. Stay focused. Keep moving forward. Let your success silence the noise. 7. Seeking support strength in Stoic community. There is a common belief that strength means handling everything alone. That asking for help is a sign of weakness. But this is a mistake. True strength is knowing when to seek wisdom from others. Marcus Aurelius did not rule Rome in isolation. He surrounded himself with advisors, mentors, and thinkers. He wrote in his journal, "Do not be ashamed of needing help. Like a soldier storming a wall, you have a duty to rely on others." Toxic people thrive when they isolate you. They make you question your judgment. They make you feel alone in your struggles. But you are not alone. Imagine you are lost in a dense forest. You cannot see the path, but someone outside the trees has a clear view. This is what wise counsel provides. A perspective beyond your immediate emotions. Find those who remind you of your strength. Those who challenge your thoughts but uplift your spirit. These are the people who bring clarity when toxic people create confusion. Seeking support is not about complaining. It is about gaining insight. Talk to someone who understands Stoicism. Someone who will remind you to focus on what you can control and ignore what you cannot. Seneca wrote, "One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood." A strong community reinforces your ability to remain calm, focused, and rational. Look around. Who in your life encourages your best self? Who offers wisdom rather than drama? Keep those people close. Their guidance is a shield against negativity. Do not fight battles alone when wisdom is within reach. Learn from those who have walked the path before you. 8. Control of self-talk. Your inner voice defines you. Toxic people can say hurtful things, but their words do not damage you as much as your own thoughts do. The way you talk to yourself determines how much power negativity has over you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your mind is filled with doubt, anger, and insecurity, you are allowing toxic people to control you from within. Think of your mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed. When you replay negative words in your head, you are watering weeds. But when you replace those thoughts with strength and wisdom, you grow something powerful. A toxic person insults you. You have two choices. You can believe them, repeating their words in your mind, or you can remind yourself, their opinion does not define me. Epictetus taught, it is not what others say that disturbs us, but how we interpret it. If someone calls you weak, it only affects you if you believe it. If you do not, their words mean nothing. This is where self-talk becomes your weapon. Instead of asking, why do I have to deal with this? Ask, What can I learn from this? Instead of thinking they hurt me, tell yourself they revealed who they are. The more you control your inner dialogue, the less control toxic people have over you. Their words will pass like wind through the trees, never settling, never taking root. You cannot always control what others say, but you can always control what you tell yourself. Choose words that build you up, not tear you down. 9. Solution-oriented thinking, the Stoic chessboard. Toxic people thrive on emotional reactions. They want you to act impulsively, to argue, to defend yourself. But what if you refuse to play their game? What if instead of reacting you thought strategically? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action." This is the mindset of a problem solver. Instead of dwelling on negativity, focus on solutions. Imagine playing chess. A beginner reacts to every move without thinking ahead. A master sees the whole board, anticipating moves before they happen. This is how you must approach toxic interactions. When someone insults you, pause. Instead of responding with anger, ask yourself, what is the best way to handle this? Not for them, but for your own peace. Stoicism teaches that obstacles are opportunities. Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Every toxic encounter is a test of your discipline. Will you let it weaken you, or will you use it to sharpen your self-control? A solution-oriented mindset means shifting focus from why is this happening to what can I do about it. Some people are best ignored. Others require firm boundaries. Some situations call for calm confrontation. The key is choosing your response with intention. Think of it like building a fortress. You do not leave the gates open for every intruder. You decide who enters and who stays out. This is not avoidance. This is control. Life will always present challenges. Toxic people will always exist, but your power lies in how you handle them. Do not react blindly. Think ahead. Choose your moves wisely, and never let someone else's negativity dictate your actions. 10. Avoid unnecessary arguments, the power of silence. Not every battle is worth fighting. Some arguments have no solution, no winner, no benefit. They exist only to drain your energy and pull you into chaos. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best answer to anger is silence." When faced with toxic people, your greatest weapon is knowing when to disengage. Toxic individuals often argue for one reason. They want control. They want to provoke a reaction, to pull you into their emotional storm. But what happens when you refuse to respond? The storm weakens. The fire dies without fuel. Imagine trying to put out a fire with gasoline. That is what happens when you argue with someone who does not want resolution, only conflict. The more you engage, the worse it gets. Instead of reacting, ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. This does not mean you never defend yourself. It means you choose your battles wisely. Some discussions are necessary. Most are not. The key is learning to recognize the difference. When someone tries to provoke you, pause. Instead of responding emotionally, respond with silence. Let them argue with themselves. Let them exhaust their own negativity. Seneca reminds us, a wise man is content with his own approval. You do not need to win every argument. You do not need to explain yourself to those who are not willing to listen. Your energy is precious. Do not waste it on those who only seek to drain it. Choose silence when necessary. Choose peace over pointless conflict. And remember, true strength is found not in how loudly you speak, but in how calmly you remain. 11. Detection of false cordiality, reading between the lines. Not all toxic people are obvious. Some do not insult you directly. They do not shout or argue. Instead, they smile while undermining you. They pretend to be supportive while planting seeds of doubt. Marcus Aurelius warned, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When someone hides their true intentions, their words may seem friendly, but their actions reveal the truth. False cordiality is dangerous because it blinds you. It makes you lower your guard. It keeps you engaged in a relationship or conversation that slowly drains your confidence. Pay attention to patterns, not words. Does this person criticize you disguised as advice? Do they offer compliments that feel like subtle insults? Do they smile while making you feel small? Body language does not lie. A forced smile, crossed arms, a lack of eye contact. These small signs reveal when someone's words do not match their intentions. Epictetus wrote, "It is a universal law: if you want to be loved, love." True support is consistent. It builds you up. False support shifts depending on what the other person gains from you. When you detect false cordiality, do not call it out with anger. Simply distance yourself. Do not waste energy proving that you see through them. The goal is not confrontation. It is clarity. Seneca reminds us, the first step toward being wise is to recognize that you are not. The same applies to people. The first step in protecting yourself from false friends is recognizing them. Trust actions over words. Do not let politeness disguise toxicity. Protect your peace by surrounding yourself with those whose support is genuine. Conclusion: Stoic strength against toxicity. Toxic people will always exist. You cannot change them. You cannot control their words or actions, but you can control how you respond. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Life is too short to waste on negativity. Too short to let toxic people dictate your peace. You now have 11 powerful Stoic strategies. Self-awareness teaches you to recognize your triggers. Forgiveness frees you from carrying unnecessary burdens. Emotional stability helps you remain unshaken. Boundaries protect your energy. Energy intelligence ensures that you invest your time wisely. Focusing on your goals keeps you from being distracted. Seeking support reminds you that you do not have to face challenges alone. Controlling self-talk ensures that no one else's words shape your identity. A solution-oriented mindset allows you to handle negativity strategically. Avoiding unnecessary arguments keeps you from wasting time on battles that do not matter. And detecting false cordiality helps you see people for who they truly are. These strategies are not about avoiding problems. They are about facing them with wisdom, about mastering yourself so that no one else can control you. The path of Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It is about understanding them. It is about choosing your response instead of being controlled by impulse. It is about becoming the kind of person who stands firm, no matter what is happening around them. Toxic people will come and go, but they do not define you. Your strength, your wisdom, your peace, these are yours. And no one can take them from you, unless you let them. Now, take a moment to reflect. Which of these strategies will you apply first? How will you reclaim your energy and peace? If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Like the video to support this message and subscribe for more Stoic insights. And if you want to go deeper into Stoicism, check the link in the description to join our free newsletter. Master yourself, and no one else can master you.